Flexors today, working with my friend Jeffrey, trainer here. And what we're going to be doing is a different set of assessments to look at the squat. First thing we have to do, and what a lot of people don't look at, is the amount of flexibility in the lower leg, right? Because when we squat, the knee has to be able to translate over the toes to a decent extent so that we can get depth without loading and compensating through the knee or the hip or the back. So first thing we're going to do, Jeffrey, let's have you come up over here in front of the rack. Stand right here for me. What you're going to do, take a lunge, and just for the camera, put your left leg forward. Put that left foot right in front of this. There. Okay. All the way down. So the easiest way so that we can check if there's enough mobility in the ankle is to see if this individual can get, go ahead, back your feet up just a little bit. You want to get the individual about 4 to 5 inches. The taller they are, the further back they have to go, or the longer the femur. And we're going to see if Jeffrey can get his knee in a straight line to touch the rack. Okay, so there's a little heel left here, but I use my hand. So with Jeffrey, this is probably enough ankle dorsiflexion to be able to squat okay. Go ahead and come back. Now, if Jeffrey got stuck, go ahead and come forward again, but say like he was stuck right there. And a lot of individuals who either wear high heels or stand all day, or athletes too, this will be an issue. So what we can do is some soft tissue active release stuff, really for the lower leg. And we want, before we start loading people with very kind of high level progressions of the squat, we want to make sure that they have, go ahead and come forward like you were, the passable amount of dorsiflexion. Otherwise, we're going to load tension somewhere else. Okay, good. Then the next one, we're going to go and stand up. What I want you to do, go and lay down. And then, Jeffrey, for the camera, can you put your head towards the wall? Yeah, thank you, sir. Oh, sorry. Okay. The other part is we need to make sure that there's enough mobility in the hips to keep the femur centered in this right in the middle of our hip when we squat up and down. So the easiest way to do this is to check the total range of motion in the hip. And bend the knee. So what we're looking for is, can the lower leg move? This is going to be our guide. When we come inward, we want to get about, that's good, so about 45 or possibly more. Now I'm having my hand on his back right here. Show you right here. So I can feel, I'll keep going, and you can see his hips start to turn. So the hand on the back, you can feel as soon as they start to turn. So for Jeffrey, right there, but that's a passable amount of external range of motion at the hip. We then want to check internal. So hand on the back, and we slowly move outward. Okay, so this is about where he stops. And for internal range of motion, you're looking at a little bit less, somewhere around 15 to 20. The other thing you want to look at too is if there is a full arc greater than 60 degrees. So if he's about 45 here and 15 here, that's the 60 we need. If an individual isn't able to have that range of motion inside the hip, they're going to compensate again, either by letting the knee create shear stress as they try to get into the depth, or they will probably sit back more in the squat and they're going to feel in their back because they don't have the mobility in the hips. And you'll do that and you'll check both. Okay? And the last one, do you ever go and lay on your back? Another one we can do here is we can check the amount of extensibility in his hip flexors. Okay? People that are tight, they'll find themselves restricted when they come down because they'll get into this position, and then the hip flexors don't have the amount of range of motion so that they can sit fully into a squat. So the way we can check this, Jeff, you know a pretzel stretch? Yeah. Come into a pretzel stretch. So he brings the top leg over. Good. He brings the bottom leg back. Again, just go ahead and relax the shoulders. You can relax this arm. So he's not going to do the full stretch. You just lay back here. And so while he's in kind of as flat as possible with the shoulders, can he get this knee bent 90 degrees? Can he get this thigh past 90? Okay, with this leg either parallel or touching the ground. So his shoulders are pretty flat. There's his knee. I have it bent, and he can come pretty well enough. It doesn't have to come super far back, but here's parallel, and he needs to be able to come just past that. That means that he has control through the range of motion in his hip flex before he can squat. So those three things, right? Does he have the extensibility in the hips, Does he have the range of motion inside external and internal rotation in the hip socket? And then is there the range of motion at the ankle to be able to come into a full squat? So when you do that, those are the first things from a joint by joint approach to see if you're able to actually start to squat somebody.